everybody, it's Star Raptor here. Welcome to my spoiler-free review of Star Wars Leia, Princess of Alderaan. This is written by Claudia Gray, who also wrote Bloodline as well as Lost Stars, which are arguably, in my book at least, the best stories made in the canon so far. And before I get any further in this review, I want to send a thanks out to the people over at Disney Lucasfilm Press for sending me this review copy. It's very much appreciated. So getting into this, first off, it's part of the journey to the Last Jedi Publishing push, which is going to kind of show little hints of what might come into play in The Last Jedi. I won't spoil those for you guys because you can find out on your own, because you got to read this story. It's awesome. Claudia Gray does it again. She just does an amazing job with the character of Leia. So getting into this story, what is it about? Where is it in the timeline of Star Wars? Well, this is all about her at the age of 16. She's getting ready to kind of, take the throne to Alderaan when her mother passes by, whenever that may be. So she's doing the rite of passage, as you might say. She has to go through the challenge of the body, the challenge of the mind, and the challenge of the heart to become worthy of being the heir to the throne on Alderaan. So this story is a lot about her on Alderaan, a lot about her on Coruscant. It actually travels around a bit. So she's going through lots of different adventures, and it is a lot about not just her, but a lot about the fledgling rebellion, which I really enjoyed. It's a lot about her relationship with her parents, Brea and Bail, which we really didn't see a lot of in the movies, and it's really just awesome getting like the picture of where they were. Where was Leia before we see her in Rebels and Rogue One and the rest of the saga? So getting into what I enjoyed most about this novel. Well, first off, it's a story about Leia, and it was amazing as far as Claudia Gray writing the character before we see her in A New Hope. She has lots of traits that you are going to see explored in this novel, which are going to carry through. She does like pathfinding missions with her friends, which will get her ready for, like, let's say Endor. She does a lot of political stuff, which we'll see kind of carry through into Bloodline. So there's a lot of carryover of that. There's actually some certain nods to Lost Stars, even at certain points. At least I picked up on that. So it's just really cool seeing the character of Leia, who is really just very selfless, right? She's doing a lot of things for the greater good of the galaxy, and she's slowly unraveling the mystery of her father Bail Organa working with the rebellion. And I think the relationships that were established in this particular novel are excellent. Seeing Leia struggling with her parents, not knowing why they're not paying attention to her, because she doesn't realize at the beginning that they're working with the rebellion, so they're not home a lot, which leaves her kind of isolated. So that leads her into meeting her first, we can kind of say, boyfriend in Kier. And just seeing her kind of, hopeless romantic is very, it hit me that this is something that matters to her, and she's got to let go every once in a while of thinking about everybody else, and has to deal with thinking about her own self and growing as a person. The emotional impact in this story is just phenomenal. I really liked seeing the connections to other stories such as Rogue One. Lots of connections here. Just a lot of things that are going to carry over through the whole of the Star Wars timeline. We're seeing characters interact with Leia that I kind of didn't even think in the back of my mind would be happening prior to New Hope, but it makes perfect sense, and it just ties everything together, just like Lost Stars did. Claudia Gray is a master of writing Star Wars, and it's just incredible what she manages to do. And the cool thing about this novel is it's not very action heavy. There's a lot of political undertones and stuff of that nature, but never once did I really feel like I was bored, because the way that Claudia Gray writes this is it's very exciting, seeing lots of things like survival and politics, and she just does a great job in this novel, just the same that she did in Bloodline. There were a couple things that I didn't enjoy in this novel. First off, I think at points in this novel I was wondering, okay, where is this going exactly? There isn't like this overarching objective or mission that she's on. It's just lots of little tiny adventures here and there sprinkled throughout, so it's kind of just like you're going from place to place to place, because there's lots of locations. But I mean, that was cool seeing lots of different planets that we had visited in Clone Wars and other stories told so far. I thought the ending of this novel was a bit tame. It didn't really ever seem like there was a climax too much involved with this novel. It kind of just lets itself go down to a simmer. And the last thing I want to say is that certain events were kind of solved too easily and too conveniently. The same could be said for a lot of things in Star Wars, because it all just chalks up to, well, the Force aligned these events. But with that being said, I'm going to give Leia, Princess of Alderaan, a score of a 9 out of 10. Claudia Gray just hits it out of the park. This is up there with Bloodline. I'm not sure if this is better than Lost Stars, which could also be up there in the top 3 spot. But yeah, this is up there for me as one of the best canon novels, and I couldn't even say I was that excited for this novel. I knew Claudia Gray was writing a Leia story, but she does it again, and you know, it's just awesome seeing Leia at this time in her life just becoming her own, becoming the rebellious person that we see in A New Hope. You see all those bits teased, and it's also a very sad story because you know the fates of her parents, and you see that just loving connection between her and her parents. But that is going to do it for my review. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I have plenty of other Star Wars content on this channel that you can look forward to every single week. Recently, I just put up a review of Star Wars Phasma, which also is part of Journey to the Last Jedi, so make sure you check out that spoiler-free review, as well as all the other movie, TV, and game content I offer on this channel. So again, make sure you are subscribed. I am Star Raptor. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Star Raptor.